Is it possible to make 1 million in just 1 week? It seems unbelievable, but let's explore it in a simple and practical way. First, do a quick test. Grab your cell phone now and send a message to 10 people on WhatsApp, asking one thing: what if I disappeared for a year, what would happen? You will be impressed with the answers and, more than that, you will realize who really knows your value and who understands your ambitions. This is not just a joke, but an exercise that reveals something very important. Most people around us fear radical change. Thinking about disappearing for a year seems scary, but that's exactly the feeling we need to take the first step towards success. A powerful tip is to commit to something that builds your life, an addiction that builds and takes you closer to your dreams. This essential addiction is called detachment. Practicing detachment is, in essence, understanding the real value of things and opening up to new things. When we look at the most successful people, especially in hubs like Silicon Valley, where many of the biggest technology companies emerge, we see something in common. These people are not afraid to let go of what they already know. This does not mean abandoning everything, but learning to leave behind what no longer adds value. Many of them went to several schools, changed cities several times, and even left friends behind. Over time, they developed the ability to start over and find new opportunities with an open mind and ready to evolve. Detachment is a common secret among leaders of giant companies because it allows them to constantly reinvent themselves. Those who are attached to comfort or familiarity have more difficulty adapting to new things. These leaders, on the contrary, understand that change is the engine of growth and that giving up something can mean gaining something even better. Letting go is not just a choice, but a way to transform your mindset. Another fundamental point for achieving success is understanding and adjusting your frequency. This means living the lifestyle you want. Think of frequency as a tune. If you want to hear a specific radio station, you need to adjust the device to pick it up. With success, something similar happens. We need to align our attitudes, our environment, and our friendships with what we want for the future. Maybe you're in a social circle where people don't believe in change, or where everything seems more difficult and discouraging. You might want to get closer to people who think bigger and try harder, but you're not sure how to do that. Finding the right frequency means changing your habits and seeking influences that encourage you. The first tip is to look for someone who is willing to learn and share knowledge. Teaching is also a powerful way to learn more. By sharing your ideas, you reinforce them to yourself. To change your mindset, you need to change the places you go and the people you interact with. Going to new environments brings new connections, and these new connections are sources of ideas. This cycle is fundamental, as new thoughts lead to new actions, and these actions generate results. Many people have the mentality that the world only offers barriers. There is even a perception that in Brazil people rarely support each other, and there is a preference for a more stable and linear life. This way of thinking ends up creating an emotional and even spiritual blockage. However, it is important to look beyond this and realize that great opportunities are often hidden in times of crisis. The pandemic was a clear example of this. While many saw only challenges, others identified an opportunity and thrived. I know people who bought masks and COVID tests in large quantities at the beginning of the pandemic and ended up making a fortune. This is not a lucky stroke, but rather an active mindset, which sees change as an opportunity and not an obstacle. When you are aligned with the right mindset, you can notice opportunities before they become obvious to most. Instead of waiting for luck or ideal conditions, you put yourself in a position to create your own opportunities, even in the most challenging situations. This applies to all types of businesses, from selling essential products to the digital marketplace. The secret is knowing how to react quickly to changes and position yourself where there is demand. Now, let's do a simple exercise. We all need water, right? Every day, there are thirsty people and opportunities to profit from it. In Brazil, we often talk about making money, but the mentality that really transforms lives is making money. Instead of depending on luck or waiting for things to happen, you need to create the means to make it happen. If you want to make money selling water, you can start with a simple, low-cost system, focusing on strategic points. You can create a structure to store and distribute water, without needing a formal company. This means that you can create a profitable business without relying on large investments or bureaucracy. The secret here is innovation in the process and the ability to see a market need. Instead of waiting for everything to be ready or for ideal conditions to arise, You need to act, adjust, and create your own path. Now, imagine that you have already started. Grab a calculator, create a spreadsheet, and set a clear plan of action. Involve people in the process, divide responsibilities, and start working on execution, even if your company is not yet formalized. It may seem like a big and challenging step, but remember, great entrepreneurs started from scratch, without a ready-made structure, just with an idea and a lot of action. You can search for water sources, negotiate directly with farmers, and organize production simply, without much bureaucracy. So, with effort and focus, you can live off passive income, doing business intelligently. What differentiates the worker from the entrepreneur is the way of organizing and delegating work. The entrepreneur creates the conditions for others to work for him, while the worker performs the task directly. And who teaches others how to do the work? This is true power, because those who share knowledge are those who grow and achieve the most. In the book of Daniel, in the Bible, it was already prophesied that, in recent times, people would cry out for wisdom and knowledge. In a world so saturated with content, what people are really looking for is practical guidance that can be applied effectively. They don't just want theory, they want to learn from those who have real experience, from those who share their experiences authentically. And how can you assess whether your network of contacts is really aligned with what you are looking for? Send a message to the 10 people you talk to most and ask, "When do you think I'll make my first million?" Observe the answers and see who really believes in your potential. If most doubt it, it's a sign that it might be time to review your connections. The people around you can be the key to your success, or an obstacle that you need to learn to overcome. If at least one person responds that they believe in you, or even suggests that this could happen soon, you are on the right track. If not, it's time to change connections and get closer to people who really encourage your growth. Surrounding yourself with friends who believe in you is one of the most important steps to achieving your goals. Dedicating a year of your life to improving your mindset, your body, soul, and spirit can change everything. Did you know that we have 8,070 hours in a year? Even if you sleep 8 hours a day, there will still be a good part of the day to dedicate to what really matters. Time is never an excuse, but rather a management issue. I, for example, chose to live 5 minutes from my office, with no traffic lights in the way. This allows me to make better use of my time, without the stress of traffic. This practical decision helps me focus on what really makes a difference in my life. And when I see someone who works for me and spends a lot of time commuting, my suggestion is simple: move nearby or change jobs. The level of stress caused by traffic can negatively affect people's performance. Time management is one of the biggest secrets to success. I started applying this logic in 2008, when I decided to disappear for a year to study and focus on my growth. This process led me to become the youngest executive in the company, leading 1,100 employees. In 2018, I returned to the digital market and, in 1 year, I surpassed professionals who had been in the field for more than 10 years. This mentality of diving head first into what you do is what guarantees quick results. I do this with everything I set out to do, like swimming, for example. In just a few days of training, I have already seen surprising results. The key is to dedicate yourself intensely. The more you give yourself to something, the faster success comes. Some people ask if this is a matter of faith. For me, it's about attitude. My faith in Christ gives me the foundation, but it is action that takes me forward. When I decide to do something, I am sure I will achieve it. I don't expect success to come by chance. I know that it is the result of my attitude and my daily actions. Now, to continue on this journey in search of success, it is important to understand that, along the way, challenges will arise. These challenges are not an obstacle to your growth, but rather an opportunity to show your resilience. The key to overcoming lies in your ability to remain calm, adapt and learn from each situation. It doesn't matter how big the obstacle is, how you react to it is what really makes the difference. Every challenge you face is a chance to strengthen yourself and prepare for the next steps. Another valuable lesson I learned along the way is that success is not something that happens in isolation. You need a solid support network, made up of people who share your goals and are willing to help you get there. Often, the most valuable opportunities come through connections, a contact you make at the right time, or an idea that comes up in a casual conversation. By building a network of contacts who share your ambitions, you significantly increase your chances of success. Remember, it's not about knowing everything, but about knowing who to count on. And talking about counting on others, one of the biggest secrets of any successful person is the ability to delegate. Many aspiring entrepreneurs make the mistake of trying to do everything themselves, believing that controlling everything is the only way to ensure success. However, true strength lies in trusting the right people and delegating tasks. Delegating does not mean weakness, but rather wisdom. When you put the right people in the right positions, you allow yourself to focus on what really matters, growing your business, honing your ideas, and expanding your vision. This leads to another important reflection. Are you willing to invest in your personal growth? It's not enough to be good at what you do. It is necessary to keep constantly evolving. This may mean investing in courses, mentoring, or even experiences that challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. Personal growth is not just about acquiring more knowledge, but about applying that knowledge in a practical and effective way. Sometimes true learning comes from difficult moments, from failures that force us to think differently, to look for new solutions. Furthermore, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you need to move away from the just doing enough mentality. Many are content with what they have or what they know, but the real transformation happens when you decide to go beyond. This does not mean working until exhaustion, but rather working smart. Learn to identify the high-impact activities that really contribute to your progress and focus on them. At the same time, minimize distractions and activities that consume time without adding real value. Another essential part of the process of achieving great results is the practice of patience. While it's important to be determined and focused, it's also crucial to understand that success doesn't happen overnight. Great achievements require time, dedication, and persistence. This can be frustrating at times, especially when you feel like your efforts aren't being recognized or rewarded right away. However, remember that the construction process is just as important as the end result. What you do today is what will pave the way for the success you will reap in the future. And through it all, it's important that you maintain a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Having well-defined goals is essential for anyone who wants to achieve a high level of success. But it's not just about having these goals in mind. You need to act in accordance with them every day. This means making decisions that align with your goals, even if that sometimes means making short-term sacrifices. When you are clear about what you want, all your actions begin to align with that goal, creating a faster and more effective trajectory. Now, let's address a fundamental concept for successful businesses: innovation. No matter what field you are in, there will always be room for innovation. This doesn't mean you need to invent something completely new, but rather that you should find ways to improve what already exists. Innovating is a valuable skill that allows you to stand out from the competition and create something unique in the market. If you can understand your audience's needs and find a creative way to meet them, you'll be one step ahead of others. Finally, never underestimate the power of persistence. Persistence is what separates those who achieve success from those who give up along the way. Success is often not a matter of skill or intelligence, but of those who continue to fight, even when the results are not immediate. Persistence is the fuel that keeps you going, even in difficult times. With it, you can overcome any challenge and achieve your goals. In short, the journey to success is made up of a series of decisions and actions that need to be taken with clarity, focus, and dedication. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, but about creating the necessary conditions for success to happen. Success is a daily construction, made up of small actions that, over time, add up and generate great results. If you want to reach 1 million in a week, the answer lies not in a single trick or magic formula, but rather in a mindset of constant growth, innovation, and disciplined action. Start now, invest in your potential, and transform your reality. The first step has already been taken.